Good evening and praise the name of the Lord. Welcome to Sista Talk. My name is Linda Talam. Sista Talk is a program that seeks to encourage, uplift, stimulate conversation about ladies on issues that affect us all around life, emerging issues and the day-to-day things that we go through in life. But today we have a woman of God that we all know. She has been in ministry for a while. She has walked with the Lord, and the testimony and the tangibility of the Christ in her can be seen and felt by those who are around her. This is none other than Pastor Assunta Juma. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Pastor Linda.
How are you?
I'm well, like you can see.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is the Lord saying?
What is the Lord saying? That He is good. And that may sound like a small matter, but it is not. I've just come to learn the other day that if you can just understand the goodness of God, then you can be able to rest because you know you are loved in that goodness. And where there is love, perfect love casts away fear.
Wow.
That's where I am.
That's powerful. So today we seek to walk with Pastor Assunta on her journey of life and even in ministry, the things she has gone through, and I believe you are going to be encouraged and you are going to be uplifted. So Pastor Assunta, tell us a little bit of your childhood.
My childhood.
Yeah.
I think I have a very strange one. You may not guess my age by looking at me, but I'm not very young. Those who know me understand that. When I was, every time I think about my childhood, I thank God, really. Every time I think about the stories I'm told about my childhood by my mother and by my late father too, sometimes I'm overwhelmed. And I thank God. Why? Because God pointed at me early. And the enemy, Satan, got wind of it. And he also pursued me early. I'm one of the few people early that was born a premature at 7 months. How I survived, I do not know. Story goes that when my father came to see the newborn baby, I think he didn't know the EDD and the rest of the stories. He was a young man. I'm his firstborn. I was his firstborn. He came and entered the ward, and then he saw the baby that was born to him, his firstborn. I'm told he ran out of the ward. He ran out of the ward, and he went and told his brother's wife, "Don't enter there. Don't go in there." Then they asked, "Why?" He said, "No, don't. I don't encourage you to." I'm not sure what he was after. But I think he was trying to defend what he saw.
Yeah.
I think it was such a sight. And I've been a sight since.
Tourist attraction?
Maybe Jesus attraction site.
Yeah.
But if we talk about normal line, it looks like I've been quite a tourist attraction site. May they from now become tourists from heaven.
Amen.
So the lady insisted, said, "No, how can I come all the way to see the newborn baby? And I don't see the baby." And she pushed her away and entered where my young mother was. And she saw what she saw. And she ran out because...
Can you describe how your mother described the 7 month?
The 7 month premature.
Yeah.
She tells me I look like a little cat. Oh dear, no wonder. No wonder. So anyway, it's a long story.
Yeah.
But after that, I think they went home quietly. They didn't talk all the way. Because that was a spectacle.
Wow.
They had seen a spectacle. Oh my God. But the Lord. Now, this is not a laughing matter there. And that's how I came to term. And that story makes me think that God had something up his sleeve.
Wow.
something beautiful. Saving me from that, one, I give God the glory. If there is a thing I thank God for my life, is that the Lord saved me. Sometimes I imagine angels who are there, just watching and taking care. And I'm told very many strange things happen. And at some point, I almost was off. But Jesus saved me. I am so grateful. Is that the early childhood?
That's
But
a
you wanted
really
to hear?
interesting description. So now growing up, when did you get to know the Lord?
I came to know the Lord as a young person. The first time, I was in a church where people didn't preach salvation, but we were churched. The first time I came to hear about salvation was in some people came to a village. I love my church where I was brought up. I was brought up at the Kianjokoma Full Gospel Churches of Kenya. That is someplace. So that church came to preach in our village. My father gave his life to Christ. Soon, my one that I've mentioned, for whatever reason, they gave me an opportunity to preach, and I took it up. I preached, I cried. My mother cried wherever she was seated. Other women cried in the church. My father was saying, okay, I think we are out for something here. Yes, so it was an interesting thing. Basically, I'm trying to say, I came out extremely forcibly as soon as I got born again. I didn't understand it. I didn't know even I was forceful. But they kept saying, there is a no-nonsense girl in this village. She has given her life to Jesus. Let all the boys keep off, you know. And one day, one boy came to our house trying to look for me, you know, trying to put me into the box. And my dad knew I was born again. And he was in another room with my mother. And he was laughing with my mom. He was telling my mom, this young man doesn't know who he is talking to. And he would say, she is potent ash. You know potent ash? The one which covers the fire to keep the fire. But on top, you don't think it is hot. You would say, let him put his finger in that fire. He will know. And I think those things did build me up and build my confidence. The Lord provided that, and I'm very grateful. Did that bring me into trouble? Yes. Yes. Oh yes. Oh yeah. And it has been quite a journey. To date. Got in trouble a lot with my parents. Sometimes with not necessarily with my relatives. I think my relatives didn't understand what was going on, or they didn't understand the magnitude of what I had gotten into. But I remember that put me on a collision course with my late father, although he's the one who had introduced us to salvation. And but I thank God for everything that I've been through. I thank God because I think the Lord, through it all, as a young person, the Lord built me through all these things. Yes.
That is great. So how did that growing in such an environment shape you as a minister even today?
Wow, that's a huge question. I think the Lord never wastes experiences. No, the Lord does not waste experiences. Anything you go through, He is making you. It doesn't matter how it looks like, especially in your formative years. Anything you go through, the Lord is there. He's writing a book. He's writing on your heart. He's shifting your mind. Maybe I'd have been a very proud person, but I think some of the things that I went through caused me to lie down, you know, just to cry to God and to ask for mercy. Sometimes I wondered what wrong I did, or what is it, you know? One of the ways to get me leave this fire was to kind of get someone to marry her, you know, things like those. Yes, and I'm told, you want to get married? Oh, I don't know what then. I would hear so many things, you know, that were specifically attacking my faith. Oh, go, why are you asking for school fees? Go and look for school fees the way other girls look for school fees. I usually tell people I was glad I never understood what I was being told and all that. So I came, but that does not mean that my father was all gloom and all that. Sometimes he is the same person that the Lord used many, many times in the midst of all that darkness and all that trouble, just to to say something or do something out of the blues, and let me not say out of the blues, but the Lord leading him, that have been a pillar up to today. Once a father, always a father. Once a mother, always a mother. Even regardless of the situations, God will make them do or say something that agrees with what he feels and what he has in mind for their child.
Amen.
Yes.
So regarding still in your early years as in ministry, or having been born again, what are some of the values that you picked from that time that grounded you even up to now?
Yes. Prayer.
Yeah.
Prayer was the key. Prayer is the master key. Those were the songs. Prayer is a key. Prayer is a master key. Prayer. Oh, we pray.
Yeah.
I had one tree where I used to go. We were told when we were in high school, go home, look for a place in the shamba or somewhere in the house, and every specific time in the day, at a specific time, go there and call upon the name of the Lord. I obeyed. I can take you to the tree today where I used to pray. I can take you to another spot under the tea plantation of my father where I used to go and pray. There are many spots of prayer. Prayer was key. Yes. Courage. And boldness. That was something else that I got. And I think my father had a lot to do with that. Because some of the things my father used to say about me were out of this world. I think he believed and he was being used of the Lord. I think he believed I'm this great woman. Even up to till his last days, he came and told me, you know what? He told me several things, and he told me, I believe this is who you are. And he came to bless me. He told me he came to bless me all the way from Shags to Nairobi. And I laughed. And he asked me, you are laughing like Sarah, the wife of Abraham. Yeah. He said, I've come to bless you. You need this blessing. And when he spoke very huge things. Together with that is some of the people who brought me up in the Lord. Mrs. Masika, for example, was a major key in my life. The Lord used her to place a lot of confidence in me. Those days she used to sing and shine. What you didn't know is she would sometimes pick her guitar in a meeting and I would sing with her. Oh yes. And I was singing with Mrs. Masika. Yes, it was wonderful. Yeah. Wherever she is, God bless her, Mama. God bless you. I had another lady called Canon. She's now a Canon, Reverend Canon Dr. Rosemary Bogo, was major in my life. Together with their husbands, they were there talking. I had these as mentors and many, many, many more. So some of the things I learned are those, the matter of sacrifice, giving myself up to the Lord, that confidence, that, when I was growing up, you had either to be either black or white.
There was no gray.
There was no gray. So I noticed if I'm gray, I'm going to get into a lot of trouble. And I was getting into a lot of trouble until I decided, no, I'm saved. And that is what I am. And I think I've held on to that up to today. The virtue of being clear who you really are and standing for it was major.
So some of the things I've gotten from you is prayer, courage, boldness, which your father, using his methods, instilled them in you. And also the fact that you did not walk alone. You were not independent.
No.
You had women.
Yes.
And even men who walked with you the journey.
Yes. And being rebuked.
Yeah.
Oh my God. We were flawed by those women. And even if they hear me now, we were flawed.
Maybe we just speak from what are some of the things that you were told? You felt like you live ministry and salvation?
Yes. One of them was clothing.
Yeah.
Clothes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I loved my clothes. The short ones.
Yeah.
And one day, I was told to the face by one of the ladies, one of those that I've mentioned, I won't say which one. She told me, no, I think you're dressing so short. Can't you dress differently? And when I dressed differently with a long skirt, she was so excited. But in my heart, I was like,
I am wearing short in my heart.
Even if I'm wearing long, I'm wearing short in my mind.
Yeah.
And I would really fight.
Yeah.
That was major. Oh, that was a major. That contention was major.
Yeah.
But I didn't have a lot of those, but that was key. Yes.
So dressing.
Dressing was key. I don't know if I've succeeded.
You're working through it.
At this age.
It's never too late.
But I love being classy.
Yeah.
And all that and all that. And I think my mentor had a point.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes you see me with the long coats.
But now, coming just through that, the world wants women and ladies to dress in a certain aspect that pleases the eyes of men. But how do you think the ladies should dress?
Modesty is the key.
Yeah.
Modesty. According to the Bible, don't expose yourself. Whatever the definition of modesty, just go that way.
Have you used the same rod on someone else?
Absolutely. You can only give what you have.
I know I'm one of them.
Are you one of them? Have I been on your case?
Of course.
I don't remember. You remind me after the program.
I will remind you.
Yes, yes.
All right. So we are about to go on a break. But before that, just you are now in high school. How did you come to meet Apostle David Juma?
Well.
Just briefly, we'll pick the story because I know the story is long. But just briefly.
How did I meet him? Meet him for marriage or acquaintance?
Yes, yeah. From
we were in the same high school.
Yeah. Okay.
We were in the same school from 6, and that's where I found him, and that's where he saw me. But we were not, we were saved.
Going to heaven.
Going to heaven, and we were okay. And, that's the first place I met him.
Okay. Did you feel anything at that time, or it was just, this is a nice
what
brother?
Are you asking?
No. You just saw him as a nice brother.
He was a nice brother. But later on, coming to think about it, sometimes I remember when I saw a lady going near him, I used to feel like not a happy feeling.
She has come.
I'm not sure, but and really later I would ask, and why am I even concerned about him?
Yeah.
Yes. And do you know one of the things that caused me go through to marrying my husband was my mother. Yes. My mother would catch it very clearly. In the evening when we would pray for all the other people, I would say, oh, pray for so and so, pray for so and so, my classmates, oh, in the evening with my mom. Then I would leave him out. And then my mother one day told me, there's something going on here. He said, every time you want us to pray for your schoolmates, you mention everybody else, but there is a brother. You don't seem to want us to pray for him. I can remember, she asked me, and what is the issue there? I said in my heart, I said, pray for him. I asked him, who is it? She said, this brother with this name. How comes you don't want us to pray for him? And I said, Mom, so you pray for him. But I knew, caught. And I felt like, what is that my mother is really talking about?
Mothers are able to get things
sometimes
very quickly sometimes. So now you are in high school. You are in A levels at that time. Yes. So after that, how did you get to know that he's going to be my husband?
That's a very long story. I went to college. I went to Nairobi University. I was in the Christian Union. Of course, there are brothers there. They are seeing these thin girls, extremely thin. But they used to call me the no-nonsense sister. It didn't start today. It started with those brothers. Yeah. And the village where I came from. And, there were brothers coming. There were brothers asking me out and trying to, do the things that go on in colleges. But something amazing happened. This time I don't know where David Juma is. I don't know what he's doing with himself. I'm not even bothered. I'm not concerned. But every time a brother came, and there were some good brothers there. Yeah. Having good future in their professions because of the degrees they were taking. And I knew, oh my God, that's a big fish when it comes to fish. if I'm going out fishing, that's a big fish.
Yeah.
That's going to be a doctor. One of them was in medical school. The other one was in doing many other, maybe in engineering and all that. And that's what ladies were looking for. But amazingly, every time when any of these brothers came, do you know what would happen? My mind would remember David Juma. And I would say, David Juma, get out of here. Get out of my mind. Why are you coming to interrupt?
Just when I'm about to get a
big fish.
A big fish.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's language.
Yeah.
And you know, it went on like that. But I kept being aware, being aware of this battle and contention that not you. But not him really, but why is he appearing? Why is he appearing from nowhere in my randa?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So after see you.